People power growth, but recruiting and onboarding are expensive, exhausting, and absolutely overwhelming. I've been there, and it doesn't have to be this way. Welcome to Hire and Empower. I'm your host, Molly McGrath. Join me as we interview leaders who care about their teams and distill powerful lessons from them. This show is sponsored by H&E, helping organizations to find their best hire and empower them for success. Learn more at hiringandempowering.com. All right, I'm super jazzed about doing this session right now, and it's coming hot off of back-to-back coaching calls, teaching week 2 of our law firm administrative assistant boot camp, which I'm so incredibly proud of. The over 50 firms that we have enrolled in this program. People are showing up and they are bringing it. They're bringing the truth, they're bringing the frustrations, they're bringing the breakthroughs, all of it. And I really want to just throw this out there and have this conversation. I think it's necessary, it's needed, and it's wanted in regards to this conversation about being held accountable and being attacked are not the same thing. On my calls this week, part of our recruiting process, we do a 90-day onboarding process. And this is one of the things that business owners in general, C-suite leaders, PLAs struggle with is the onboarding process, which is very, very different than the training process. And during our unique process that we have, we do recruiting, but most recruiters have their guarantee and they have nothing to do between signed offer letter and the guarantee. And our process, I am very involved in the onboarding, making certain that we have clear, concise, well-communicated, trackable, measurable goals in all areas, in job duties, and skill set and knowledge and training and attitude and energy and behavior and communication and a lot of the soft and human skills that are very difficult typically to measure. And I'm hearing over and over and over again this week, hiring rock stars, brand new kid on the block. And we're not really certain of all the players, all the personalities within the business, kind of trying to figure out people, figure out what's acceptable, not. And I love my clients because they show up and I only work with people who are coachable and approachable and progressive in their leadership and the way they run their business. And this is a common theme I'm hearing this week, which is, I want you to know, new employee, I would like to see you be more assertive. I would like for you to know that you are being already week 1 and week 2 already. I can already tell that you're being too kind. You're being too nice. This is a boss. This is a leader telling the employee that. And I'm just like so giddy. I love it because that's what I tell my people. That's what I want as a business owner. I want you to be the professional nag. I want you to be the production cop. I want you to fight like hell for whatever is you that you need to do your job. Because at the end of the day, it's not about you being mean. It's not about you walking in and who do you think you are walking in so boldly and confidently and tell me what to do when I've been here 2 years, 5 years, what have you. It has nothing to do about us. It is everything to do with the client. At the end of the day, the client is our boss. That's who we're all serving, is working and advocating for the client in whatever area of business that you work in. And this conversation, and I'm going to go into this because we talked about this week, and your mindsets, your behaviors, and your habits are what create high-performing, successful businesses. And this conversation around accountability, like, let's just even sit with that word. It seems super rigid. It seems like it's used as a weapon or a sword. People resist it. It comes with all of these made up stories around it, that being held accountable is micromanaging and whatever it is. And I just had to read this quote. My social media team sent me this quote this week and they texted it to me. Kirsten texted me. She's like, oh my gosh, this has your name written all over it. Can I share this on social? I'm like, absolutely. Hell yes. I love this. And I'm going to read it to you all. The quote is, um, holding people accountable is uncomfortable. What's worse is having people fail because you won't coach, confront, or correct them. Accountability is something you do for someone, not to someone. And she sent this to me Sunday afternoon, and I'm reading it, and I've been intertwining this and reading it to my clients all week, reading it in our law firm admin boot camp class. Everybody's like, oh my God, I love it. Even employees. So accountability is not done to you. It's done for you. It's done with you. It's for you. And it's not being attacked. And your business owners, whether you're working with a coach or what have you, they want you to step up and lead. They want you to be more aggressive. So I just got off an onboarding call. It was the employee's second week this morning, and the attorney, he's super cool. I love him. He's awesome. He's on there. Both partners are on there. We also have the case manager on there, another paralegal, and then this new paralegal as well on there. And everybody, they're just chill, they're cool, they're approachable. The second I met them on our sales call, for lack of better terms, discovery call, second I get in the Zoom room, I'm like, oh my goodness. Yes, I want you as a client, because I can already tell by your energy that you're just amazing people to work for. And we're on there, and he says, listen, Crystal, I need you to be assertive. You're being super nice. I don't know if that's who you are, or if you're just trying to be kind because you're the new kid on the block, what have you. And she's like, no, I'm not really that kind. I am assertive. I just don't want to piss people off. He's like, oh, piss people off. And so we're having this conversation. There's the case manager on there. We placed her. She's just coming up on her 90 days. And we just had this really great conversation. I said, guys, time out. What about this? Take a step back, because we worked on this in week 1 in the law firm admin boot camp. And what if we create our rules of engagement? What if you have a mini retreat, 90 minutes, you have a lot of new people on your team, you have a lot of old people on your team, veterans, seasoned, rock star employees. Get everybody in the same room. I gave them a sample from the program that we're teaching, and create your rules of engagement, which come out of an extraordinary book, First Among Equals, I think it is, that I read, 20 years ago, that I still probably should pick up again. And I said, what if and I gave them a sample of it. And let me pull it up here, and I'm just going to read it to y'all, because some examples of it. And this is what we worked on last week in week 1 of the law firm admin boot camp. I had all the firms create your house rules of engagement. As a team, we agreed to operate under the following house rules of engagement day in and day out to allow us to grow and eliminate any unnecessary dividedness. We as a team agree. And then, and for anyone listening, actually, I'll throw it in the show notes too. But here, the example you'll see, there's 11 of them here, and then there's a creed at the end. But I love some of these. I'm going to just say them. Always operate with honest, well, respectful, in real-time conversations. To walk into every situation meeting with facts without emotions motto. That every person has absolute permission and authority to hold each other accountable and be accountable for our own actions. I just love all of these. There's so many great examples in here that we embrace discomfort. That Glennon Melton Doyle, I love her whole model of we can do hard things. And I have one firm that actually this week in the class said they're going to adopt that. Everything is possible. In fact, this firm, they're talking about the Slack channel, and that's the main modality they use for checking in, communication, what have you. I said, I would love it if you guys in somewhere in your house rules can say that we have full permission to send messages that don't have please and thank you in them when we're checking on stuff. We know we're a great team. We're united. We love each other, what have you. But can we just really, truly, when we need to check in, when we have to Slack someone, when we need State of the Union, can we just say what we need to say and not have all this pre-qualifiers and disclaimers and worry about the way it's going to land and then make up some story about what the person's trying to do? Can we agree that we're just going to state the facts and get what we need, and people always just assume that we got each other's backs, that we don't have to have all this other garbage with it? I love some of these other ones. We are connected and every voice matters. One of our house rule is that time is now. We do not defer and deflect. Processing without a deadline is a death of our firm. That one is my personal favorite because law firms love to process. And I hear this from team members all the time. They're like, we're processing everything to F and death here. So accountability is not an attack. And this is an invitation for you all to really maybe stop, drop, and roll. Take a time out. The time is perfect. We're in the home stretch. But hear one more person tell me there's only 110 days left in the year. What are you going to do? Blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, I get it, but I love it and I hate it. You walk in the grocery store and you see all the Christmas decorations. You're like, really, people? Can I get through September? So being held accountable, and just as a community, as an organization, as a business, I recommend, if you don't, that's not already within the fabric of your firm, and the energy, the essence, the tonality, and the messaging, what have you, there's no drama. And we all know we get to say things like, where are you at with this? And nobody's in a fetal position in the corner saying that Susie's such a bitch. She's always sending me these attacking emails when all it said is, where are you at with this? Or so just start, if you don't already have us in your business, I'm going to invite you and reach out to me for anything that you want and that you need. I'll put the house rules of engagement here in the show notes. Also, if you are struggling with this, give me your team. Let me put them through the law firm admin boot camp. This is my favorite thing that we get to do every single week. I said to one attorney last week during the open coaching hours, I said, you've been at every class and you're coming to the open coaching hours. Why are you here? The premises program is to delegate your team to me so I can train them on how to have a COO mindset, to understand how to be an entrepreneur, understand what you're dealing with as an entrepreneur on a day-to-day basis. And she said, Molly, I'm here because I'm not cocky enough to think that I'm a great leader. I really want to go through this program with my team because I have had a revolving door of team members, and the common denominator has to be me. And I'm vulnerable enough to say that. And I have new team members on my team right now. And we are getting so much out of this because the way I manage, the way I talk, the way I communicate, the way that I lead has changed in the past 2 weeks by me going through this program with, and again, attorneys are invited, they're not required, but if you're struggling with your team and you're struggling with really having people with an accountable mindset, acting and behaving with accountable behaviors and habits, give them to me. I have the answer. And I will be as cocky to say that I absolutely positively can turn your team around if you did a good job hiring. And if you didn't, then the person's going to self-select out of the bus, because there is a tremendous amount of accountability in these 12 weeks for them to step up and lead. But for the ones that are standing at the end of the 12 weeks, they are going to get a certification of completion. They're going to get that certificate said, I completed in the law firm admin boot camp, because there's nothing out there that I can find that is celebrating our frontline workers. our client service coordinators, our marketing coordinators, our PLAs, what have you. So I hope that you're taking away, and I'm going to read this quote again because man alive, is this powerful. Holding people accountable is uncomfortable. Embrace it. We all embrace it as a team. We embrace the uncomfortable. We embrace accountability. Not only do we embrace it, we depend on it. What's worse is having people fail because you won't coach, confront, or correct them. So ask yourself, if you're an employee, if you're a leader, if you're the entrepreneur, how are you doing on a scale of 1 to 10? 1, I absolutely suck and hate it and constantly hide out from it. Or 10, I'm rocking and rolling. I have absolutely no trouble coaching, confronting, and correcting my team. In fact, I understand that's the first line item in my job description. Accountability is something you do for someone, not to someone. Where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10? Again, 1, wow, my mind's blown. I never looked at it that way. And 10, no duh, Molly. That's how I've always been doing it. Where are you at? And then maybe check in on where all the people on your team are and start at the top with your leaders, with your PLAs, with your C-suite team, and then move down right to everyone. And if you're not rating this a 10, I'm not even giving you the grace of an 8. If it's an 8, it's just as good as a 1. It needs to be at a 10. In this time, your people need it from you. They depend on it from you, and you can change your entire culture by having this reset conversation and really getting buy-in on everyone that we absolutely positively 100% embrace and depend on the discomfort, the accountability, and absolutely the confronting conversations. Bring it. I love it. I need it. And it's your job as my leader to create a culture of it. So I love this conversation. I'm super excited. It's been just in every single conversation, everything I'm doing this week. And I hope that you have a form of accountability. Nobody sees anything as an attack. And if you don't, reach out, give me your team. Let me put them through the law firm admin boot camp. All right. Until then, go forth as a leader, leading leaders with excited accountability. We've reached the end of another impactful conversation on the Hire and Empower podcast. Whether this was your first episode or you're a longtime listener, I know you can tell I have passion for people. Whether you're a business owner, employee, executive, or hiring manager, I understand the situation you're in. Hiring, onboarding, and leadership is expensive, exhausting, overwhelming, and if that's not enough, it's also time-consuming. My friends, it doesn't have to be this way. There is a team at H&E that has your back. For over 25 years, they've transformed over 4,000 law firms into efficient, effective, profitable assets for their business and made it fun to come to work again. Check out our Smart Hire solution, our employee leadership program, and the 66-day law firm turnaround at hiringandempowering.com.